All right, you guys, welcome to the Behind the Screen podcast. I am your host, 4KD Ray. Thanks for joining me over here at the 4K Corner tonight. You guys, I have a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself for everybody. Oh, looks like Ken might have froze up again. I don't know if this is on my end or his. Hopefully we can get this together for you guys. Sorry about that. You guys know this is the first live stream I am doing as far as interviewing somebody, so we need this to go over very smooth. So let's see if we can get Ken back in here. You guys, make sure as you come in, you hit that like button. You guys, if you're new to the video, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when new videos go up. And you can always follow me. You can see it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can follow me over on Instagram at 4KDRay for additional content. All right, you guys, here we go. Go ahead and introduce yourself for everybody here at the 4K Corner.
Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you coming through. It's freezing up just a little bit.
Oh, okay, it's freezing up. Okay, hey everybody, I'm Ken with Mid-Level Media. So I pretty much what I do on YouTube is I do a lot of physical media based stuff. I collect Blu-rays and 4Ks. I review Blu-rays and 4Ks. I go do Blu-ray hunting trips. Just a lot of physical media based content on my channel, and I also just review movies as well. I did a top 10 list today. Top 10 best January horror films. So just a lot of movie related content on my channel. So yeah, thank you for having me on 4K.
Hey, no problem, man. I definitely, on that last podcast, I told you, I had something for you that I really wanted you to do. You was the first name that popped up in my mind. I said, hey, I want to start interviewing people. I love the energy that you bring.
I live up to every one of your expectations here tonight.
I know you should. I love the extra character you bring every now and then, Ken Kruger. So it's a lot of fun, man. And a lot of times, I think I've told you this before, but I just wonder how you do it, man, with, working full time, got the family, and you just put out so much content between here and YouTube. I just, man, like, a lot of times I want to do the same, but sometimes my mind and my body just won't let me. It's so tedious. People don't really understand how much goes into it.
Oh yeah, it's not like a half-hour thing. It's some videos take me like 3, 4, 5 hours. I've gotten a little bit better though at I'll film a lot of stuff at once, and then I'll spend the rest of the week editing stuff. But yeah, it's a combination of just having a very forgiving wife, and not sleeping. That's pretty, and basically just not having a whole lot of free time to myself other than, you could pretty much call watching movies, it's entertainment. That's your free time. But when you start getting into doing it for kind of work because you're reviewing it or whatever, then it starts to not feel like it's free time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But
that's definitely how it is.
I'm just goal oriented, and I like the challenge, and I like to continue to push myself, and that's just what I do in my everyday life. So.
All right, that's awesome, man. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. So I just want to know, man, when did you start collecting movies, and what actually got you into collecting them?
All right, so you want to go all the way back?
We want to go all the way back.
We want to go all the way back to Ken. My clamshell Disney collection of
all
VHS tapes when I was a kid.
Back to blowing into that VHS.
Yeah, I've always been a collector of some kind. It's a weird thing to say now because a lot of people will pretty much characterize somebody by being a collector now because there's so much VOD and streaming, and you're either streaming or you're a collector. But back in the day when we were growing up, I don't know how old you are. I imagine you're pretty close to the same age that I am, probably, maybe a little younger.
Yeah, 39.
Oh, you're a little older than I am. Then you know what it's about. Then I'm 35. So we collect. We just owned VHS tapes and DVDs and stuff. That's what we did. We either went to the video store or we bought them at Walmart or Target, or we asked our parents for whatever movie. And you know, that's how we kind of grew up, was collecting stuff. So I've always had like a collection of VHS tapes. I actually did a video on my channel where I showed off all my VHS tapes, I think over the holidays. And yeah, collecting DVDs all through high school. That's when I started, when those came out in like 2000 or something. And then pretty much, yeah, all the way through my 20s. I've never been as extensive of a collector as I am now. Like, I used to only really buy the movies that I loved, that I just wanted in my collection. But when did I start collecting hardcore? It was probably around 2016, 2017. I actually sold all of my old DVDs because I had it in my head that I was going to make the switch to digital back in 2016. Wow. So I sold all of my DVDs because I didn't have that many Blu-rays. I probably had like 10 Blu-rays at that time. So I didn't really even get into collecting Blu-rays until recently. But I sold all my DVDs. I probably had like 300-400 DVDs or something like that. And then I got like $150 for them. I think I sold them at a half-price books. And then I started getting into the world of Instagram, and then started seeing everybody's amazing collections in YouTube and seeing people's collections on there. And I'm like, I really want to get back into collecting. And then it's never been a better time to be a collector because it's so cheap. Like, all this stuff is probably the cheapest that it's ever been, unless you're just one of those real hardcore collectors that like buys a slipcover on eBay for $100. But it's just super cheap now. Like we were talking about before we went on air, you can buy 4Ks for literally $8-10. Blu-rays are being sold at the Dollar Tree for $1, and you can go to like thrift stores and stuff and buy Blu-rays for $2. So it's cheap, and I like owning my stuff. You know, going digital for like 6 months, it was cool. You know, I didn't have to get up and pop in a Blu-ray case, but I quickly discovered that just wasn't for me. I'm a collector at heart. I like owning the stuff, having it in my collection. And yeah, I just started collecting again, and I never look back. I just keep moving forward, keep collecting.
Okay. So speaking of I know you just mentioned the Dollar Tree Blu-rays. Do you go in there, scour at least from week to week, and check out to see what they got? And do you buy? Are you one of those people that buy every one that they have, no matter what the movie is?
I don't buy everyone, but I have bought some stupid shit that I'll probably never watch because it's $1. Why not? If it looks cool, if the cover looks cool. Like there was one that was like Mecha Shark versus Mecha. It wasn't even Godzilla. It was like a knockoff Godzilla. And I bought that. There was like Piranha Double D. I bought that one. So yeah, anything that like looks remotely cool on the cover, I'll check it out.
Okay, awesome. So one thing we talked about a little bit backstage was, you know, a lot of times we do these videos, we're in one part of our room, and, you know, as a viewer, we don't get to see your entire collection unless, you know, you do one of those entire collection videos. So I want to ask you, how many movies do you have in total?
Yeah, I would say I probably, and this is, I don't have like an official count, but I would say going off of my shelving space, because I got 650 Blu-rays or 4Ks on the shelf behind me that it can hold. And then I have another one just like it next to it on the other side of the room. I'll kind of pan over. As you see that one back there, that one's not all the way full, but it's about halfway full. So I'd say it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 900 to 1,000 Blu-rays and 4Ks. And then as far as DVDs, probably like 300-400 maybe, something like that. Because even though I said I sold all my DVDs back, I still collect DVDs. I'll go into a half-price books, and I'll come out with like 10 or 15 DVDs because they're only $1 in there. So I'll grab them because at this point, I like owning Blu-ray and 4K. Like that's what I want to get. Ultimately, that's what I want in my collection. But sometimes I just want to own the movie and have the option to watch it if I want, and not have to worry about, like I bought Being John Malkovich, like I don't know, it was probably like a year ago in a half-price books for $1. And I wanted to watch it the other night, and I would have had to pay like $4 to rent it off of VOD because it's not on any streaming service right now. So I was just able to go pop in my DVD and watch the movie. So I'll buy DVDs just if I want to own the film, just as kind of like a stopgap to maybe an inevitable Blu-ray or 4K pickup.
Awesome. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's, you know, on DVD that haven't even made its way to Blu-ray. So, you know, definitely nothing wrong with going back and collecting those movies. There's a few on my list that I would love to still pick up. That's been on my 4K radar since forever.
That actually has a Blu-ray though, but I think
yeah,
I forget where it's from. It's like a foreign release, but it has a Blu-ray out there somewhere.
Yeah, that I'm gonna go crazy the day that gets introduced for the 4K
as James
format.
Cameron gets off his ass and quits making
avatars, right?
he'll do the transfers for him.
All right, so and I know you've been known to do another character that you like to bring out every now and then by the name of Ken Kruger. So I want to ask you, what is your favorite genre you love collecting?
I mean, I love collecting. It has to be horror because they have all the best like collectible stuff comes in horror. Like Scream Factory, Arrow has amazing horror releases. I've been getting more into these kind of cult genre classics from like the 70s and 80s because there's a lot of Blu-ray, boutique Blu-ray companies that are doing really great work in that area, like Vinegar Syndrome, Synapse Films, Severin. All of these like real obscure Blu-ray companies. Scream Factory is probably the most notable one, but then you have Arrow. So that's probably the most fun to collect for is those. And majority of those are horror films. So yeah, horror is just something that it's been ingrained in my DNA since I was a kid. I started watching horror probably when I was like 7 or 8 with like Jason and Freddy and all that stuff. And it's always been I've been more into other genres at different points in my life, but it's one that I always go back to, and it's probably my favorite. Has to be probably a close second would be comedy. I love comedy, but they just don't make good comedy movies anymore.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Let me ask you, because you brought up Scream Factory. Yeah. What's your final thoughts on that Friday the 13th box set that came out last year?
Well, I watched 7 of them, and I reviewed 7 of them on my channel, so I haven't got through the other 5 yet, but I thought it was great. I thought all the transfers all looked really good to me. They have great special features on there, great interviews and stuff like that. I love the packaging is like top-notch, the best that I've seen anything. I just love the artwork on that. It comes in this big-ass box set. All the discs have a reversible cover art. It's just a really rad set. I love it. But didn't you get it too? Did you get it also?
Yes, I did pick it up.
I watched any of them?
About 3 of them, to be honest. Yeah. The 3 that I really wanted to see. I did put in for those disc replacements just in case. I didn't want that to run out or anything. And then I come to realize that I got some bad discs in the collection. So I'm still waiting on those. I don't know if you put in for it and got your disc yet, but I've been waiting for quite some time now.
No, I never did. Okay. I never did because I did. Well, I didn't. What was the main problem? What was the one that everybody was having an issue with? Because
I think it was Jason X, I believe. I think Jason X was the main. Jason Goes to Hell, I believe.
I haven't watched Jason Goes to Hell yet, but I did watch Jason X, and I didn't notice anything wrong with it. So
yeah, I think one is missing.
I got a good one.
Yeah, probably. So one is missing a scene, and the other is missing some audio. The Blu-ray King says, "Is this live or is it pre-recorded?" We are coming.
We are live. Yep, we're live and in person. Yeah, I love the set. I mean, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed the Friday the 13th franchise, so I started going back and rewatching them because it's always been one that I would say like Halloween's always been in my mind, like up here, and then it was like Nightmare on Elm Street, and then Friday the 13th was just the fun, kind of campy, pulpy horror franchise with Jason. There wasn't a lot of substance to him as a character; he just went around and killed people mindlessly. But I really love those movies. I think it actually there's a lot more to Jason as a character, I think, than I previously thought, and I'm learning that more as I go through the movies. I like all of the little individual stories in the films. I like they all feel the same, like the first, but there is like differences between them that you can tell and kind of pick out, and then they kind of go off the rails with like the Jason X's and the Jason Goes to Hells and stuff like that. But I enjoy all of them, to be honest. I haven't come across one yet that I don't like.
Right. Yeah. Same here. I mean, he's not the Friday 13th franchise, not like my top 3. It's probably number 4 for me. I'm more of a I love Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think that Friday the 13th, what I like about it is it's the most consistent, I think, because I can go through it all and I enjoy them all. Even the ones that people hate, like Jason Takes Manhattan, I actually like that one a lot.
Yeah. And that's funny because
I love Jason Goes to Hell too.
Yeah, that's like my favorite one, to be honest.
Is
that was
that's
the
like
first
my
one I
second
watched.
favorite. Yeah, I love that movie. I love the concept, the body hopping and all. Yeah, he's not Jason, but it's still incredibly fun. There's so many deaths in that movie too.
Exactly.
But it's really consistent. Whereas Freddy and Michael Halloween, they both have movies that I hate watching and I really don't like at all. Whereas Friday the 13th is not like that. I think the highs are higher in the Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, but the lows are definitely lower.
Awesome. Okay, so it looks like we got a question coming from the Blu-ray King. Maybe you can answer it. I actually have it, but have not seen it yet. He says, what do you think of Parasite?
Parasite, assume he's talking about the 2019 Best Picture winner. I thought Parasite was great. It's one of the best movies of last year. It wasn't my personal favorite movie, but it was like top 5. It's a really great movie. It's multiple. It's like twisting genres. It's like a thriller, kind of like a comedy. Then it turns into horror. It's a really cool movie. Really cool. You need to check that one out at some point. I think you can get I think I saw the 4K at Best Buy for like $10 the other day. Actually, yeah. So it's a good deal on the 4K right now.
It's one I've been having sitting on the shelf behind me for quite some time now.
It's subtitles, but I watch a lot with subtitles anyway because it's I watch movies sometimes with the sound kind of low when people are sleeping. So plus I think I'm getting harder hearing the older I get, so I always watch with subtitles anyway, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, because that's one of the biggest drawbacks to it for me on why I haven't watched it, which is weird because I went back to watch Narcos because someone told me how good that show was, and most of that is pretty much subtitled. There's some American English language in there, but you're basically reading. So I had no problem with it. So as long as it's going to keep me attentive, it's totally fine. So I'm gonna check it out one day. It's just some other films, that we talked about earlier that people have suggested to me, and I haven't enjoyed it. So I kind of steer away from wanting to. When I'm looking at my shows, like, what am I going to watch? I kind of be like, I don't know. So that's
you hate that when somebody else suggests a movie to you. You need to watch this, and then you'll watch it and be like, "What'd you think?"
Hard to really answer.
It's also on Hulu right now too. If you have Hulu,
okay, I do
for free. So then you wouldn't have to buy it at all.
Daniel Otero says, what are your main movies you want to go to 4K this year?
Well, I put out my physical media report this week, and they announced not announced, but there's all kinds of rumors just going around everywhere on the internet. We got the Indiana Jones movies supposedly going to 4K. Then you got From Dusk Till Dawn going to 4K soon, and Glorious Bastards, some Quentin Tarantino movies. As far as what I want, I always want True Lies on 4K. That's always at the top of the list. But then, I don't know. I'd like to see some more classic horror movies like The Exorcist. Yeah. I would love to see The Exorcist go to 4K. I don't think it's going to happen this year. It'll probably be like 2023. They'll probably do like a 50th anniversary or something. I don't know. It's I had to think about that a little bit more. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, for me, I'd also say True Lies. I'd put iRobot there, Twister, some classic.
I can't believe iRobot's not there already.
Yeah,
I think that one ought to be there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twister. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I know all the Dolby Atmos people would love to have that.
Yeah, for sure. That had to be awesome. That was like at the beginning stages of them introducing that, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With the Twister.
Yeah.
I remember that being on like the VHS tape.
When so I think you said From Dusk Till Dawn is coming to 4K. That got announced.
It's not none of the stuff's official. There's like some people on Instagram that like to deal heavily in rumors and stuff and show off artwork before it's complete. Yeah. So it's the guy that does it on Instagram. He's usually pretty accurate. I don't know if he works on the insider business or whatever. But yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn. There's a bunch of them. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Indiana Jones. A lot of Warner Brothers titles. I think it's like the Snyder Cut supposed to be coming to 4K, and they announced Batman v Superman, but I thought that already got a 4K release.
Yeah, it does.
Not. Yeah. I'm trying to think of there's some really cool ones that got announced. I can't remember. Shawshank Redemption. That was one that got announced, or not announced, but rumored too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Silence of the Lambs. Does that have a 4K? It doesn't have a 4K. Does it?
Waiting on that.
To see that in 4K.
All right.
The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Nicolas Cage. That should get 4K. Con Air, Face Off, all those shit.
All right. So out of all the movies that you have sitting back there behind you that you just love oh so dear, if you had to get rid of all of those movies and keep one, what movie would that be?
Well, since I don't have The Exorcist in 4K, I'll say my Shining 4K. My Shining
Nice.
4K. Yeah.
Actually, that's one I still need to pick up.
It was an awesome transfer, and it's one of my favorite horror movies. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that would be.
Do you have Christine?
I do have Christine on 4K.
That was beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I hadn't seen that movie in since I was a kid, probably like 10 or something. When I rewatched it, that movie held up so freaking well. Like, it's such a good movie. It's like it's probably like top 3 Carpenter for me. The Thing, that needs a 4K.
Yep,
for sure.
That would definitely be on the list. All right, so let's get into some more of these chat questions that we got going on. Looks like 4K Media Guide listed some movies he'd love to see: Troy, The Departed, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
What's your thoughts on Troy?
I actually like Troy. It's one of those movies.
I remember seeing it back in 2005 or 2004 in the theater, and I loved it. I thought it was great. But everybody seems to shit on that movie now, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't know if it just doesn't hold up or what.
It came out, I would say, then it came out after Gladiator, right?
Yes.
And I think that's why something so strong like that, and then you got something that was
I liked it better than Gladiator when I first saw it. To be honest,
I mean, I love it almost the same. Like, I'll watch both of them all over and over, but I definitely put Gladiator above it. But I did like Troy.
Yeah. I need to rewatch Gladiator though. I don't think I've seen Gladiator since before I saw Troy. It's probably been since like 2002, 2003 since I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a good choice right there. Blu-ray King says he'd love to see Three Amigos. That's a classic. I actually love that movie. Hey, Ed Wapo.
I remember I had that on VHS. Actually, did you ever do this? Did you record movies off TV?
Yes.
On your VHS. So you would have like 3 movies on a VHS tape. And I remember like Three Amigos being in the middle of 2 other ones. I can't remember the 2 others, but I remember Three Amigos being in the middle.
Yeah, I think I remember doing that with Gremlins. I love Gremlins.
Yeah.
That one that's one I did not buy on 4K after I heard all the bad stuff about it. I have not picked it up. I think one day if I see it sub 10, I will.
I have the 4K. I have not watched it yet. I think I got it last year. I think my wife got it for my birthday. It's a horrible cover though. I hate the cover. I hate the yellow. It wasn't a good cover at all. I should have went with the steelbook on that one actually.
All right. So Blu-ray King says, have you seen the show Community?
I've seen the first 4 episodes. A lot of people recommend that show, but every time, because I've started watching it like 2 or 3 times. Every time I start watching it, I just can't get into it. I don't like what's his name? Joel. I forget the guy's name. I'm not a big fan of that guy. I love Chevy Chase, but he's older Chevy Chase. He's just not as good as he used to be. So.
Oh, here's a good one here. 4K Media Guy says we need Stranger Things season 3 already as well.
Yeah, where's that Target exclusive, man? Where's that
honestly,
Target exclusive?
I'm still trying to find season 2's 4K. I only got season 1.
See, I didn't buy them in 4K, but I got them both in Blu-ray. But those things make you wish that you waited, because like 2 months after both of them came out, you thought they were gonna like sell out and you wouldn't be able to find them anymore. And then they go on sale for like $5 and stuff. So when I paid like $25 for both of them.
Yeah, that's when I was trying to find it, when Target really dropped that price and had like the extra 20% off, and it would go down to like sub $10 or something, but I could not find it. No store in my area had it. I
don't think I've opened them either. I don't think I've opened either one of them, because I didn't. I just bought them to like collect them. I thought the VHS was really cool. The VHS case that it was in. I mean, you can watch them on Netflix, but.
I think we may not have gotten that yet, because, there were so many sitting on shelves from seasons 1 and season 2 for so long that, they're probably hesitant to really put it out there because it didn't sell well and they had to drop the price on it so much.
I'm trying to remember when season 2 came out. I think It might have been fall of 2018. I don't think it was right before season 3 came out. I think it was like fall of 2018 or something. It was a full
I believe
year
so.
after. So yeah, we should have already gotten season 3 by
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
And season 1 came out like right around the time I was getting back into collecting. I think it came out like summer of 2017 or something.
Yeah, it probably would have been a good time during quarantine to go ahead and release it.
Yeah. I don't. Netflix is weird. They're weird with because they don't put hardly anything out for physical media.
Right.
Except for their shows. Like I think they did like Daredevil and they've done like The Haunting of Hill House and stuff, but they don't put their movies out. Like Criterion don't put their movies out. Like The Irishman and Marriage Story. But and then there's that Stinky Tuna company. Have you ever ordered from them before?
No, I haven't.
It looks really shady to me. So I tell them I don't order from them. But some people say they're pretty good transfer stuff.
Oh wow. Seen a nice question here for you. We'll get into this one real quick. CC Cinema says, if you can change anything about the horror genre, what would it be?
If I could change anything about it, like now, I would erase the entire 2000 to 2009 period for horror because I hate that decade. I hate the Saw and Hostel, torture porn. There were so many remakes during that time that were not as good as the originals. It's all except for Texas Chainsaw. I do like the Texas Chainsaw remake.
You talking about the one with Jessica Biel, 2005?
Yeah,
I love that one.
But it was just all it was remakes and Saw and Hostel and all that crap. I wasn't into that, so I would erase that whole period and fill it with actual good horror movies like we've been getting the past 10 years.
Okay, so let's move this conversation to what I like to say is slip versus steelbook. Is there do you prefer one over the other? Would you definitely go over for a steelbook over a slip, or does the artwork matter for you?
It's a slip for me all the way now, unless it is a steelbook that really grabs my attention, and I really just have to have it because the artwork's so cool. And even then, like I have to hold it in my hand, like feel it before I can decide whether or not I want to buy it. But I love slipcovers. I just like the feeling of them in my hands, just taking the disc out. And they almost always have better artwork on the slipcover, in my opinion. Plus, I take a lot of photos for like Instagram and stuff. The steelbook will never take as good of a photo as a slipcover does. So
definitely true.
Not a problem that not a lot of people would probably have, but I do. But
so would you be one of those people that go crazy if they walk out the store bringing your disc to a car and it doesn't have a slipcase on it?
Oh yeah. I've gotten a little better about that now. Like I'll buy a movie if it doesn't have a slipcover, but I will not pay full price for a movie if it doesn't have a slipcover on it. I won't do that. But if I'm in the store and it's $5-10, it doesn't have a slipcover, even a 4K, or I order it off of Amazon or something like that, because that almost always happens with Amazon. Unless it's like brand new, which my wife, a funny story, my wife actually messed with me because she knows how I am with my slipcover. So when I got my Paramount Presents titles in, she like held up the Golden Child out of the box. She opened it before me without the slipcover. She said, "Oh my God, it came without the slipcover." I said, "What?" I went crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, she knows how I am. She goes, "Just kidding." And she held up the slipcover.
I'm starting to get that way.
About that.
Yeah, because I've come to understand now that once a title looks like it hits about that below, maybe about below a little below 15 or below 10, seems like you're not going to get a slipcase with it anyway. If you do, you're very lucky. But it lately has been starting to drive me a little bit crazy. I love getting them. Yeah.
I love getting them. I mean, I prefer it. Like I have not picked up a movie before because it didn't have a slipcover. And I still do it from time to time, but if it's a really good price, I'll go ahead and get it.
Here's a good question. 4K Media Guy says, when do you think Disney will release Mandalorian season 1 Blu-ray or 4K?
Apparently, if the guy on Instagram is correct, because somebody was asking him about it, he said it's supposed to be this year. So,
nice.
I don't know.
Because I almost feel like they probably wouldn't.
I feel like they would wait another year. I feel like that'd be like 2022 or something. But they're gonna wait until they get more stuff, like more Marvel, Star Wars into the rotation probably. Because right now, like, I mean, they're gonna have WandaVision tomorrow, but right now, like, Mandalorian is it. That's all they got, and they got some movies here and there, but as far as their TV, that's the big draw right there. So they're not gonna give that away for physical media right now. But when they get more shows, they won't care to do it.
You guys in the chat, or Ken, if you know, is there a release time that they said, will it be like 3 a.m. that it's gonna be released on, that WandaVision will be released on Disney Plus in the morning?
I think it's like 3 a.m. I don't know. I never like really look up at what time it's going to come out or anything, because I already know I'm not going to watch it because I got to get up for work and stuff in the morning. But I think 3 a.m. is the time. The only thing I ask is for people that make their YouTube videos to not put the spoiler on the freaking thumbnail, because I got the big spoiler at the end of The Mandalorian season 2 spoiled for me because I got on YouTube when I woke up, and I shouldn't have done it, but I mean, this is what I do. You know, I get on Instagram, get on YouTube because I do stuff on there. I reply to comments and all that stuff, and as soon as I pop it up, all these thumbnails with images of so-and-so holding his green lightsaber and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. I already know that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Going to wake up. You're going to see everybody posting either.
You're going to see Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine on the cover with fucking Scarlet Witch or something. Wolverine came back in the first episode. The X-Men are here. Come on, man.
YouTube is going to be full of Easter egg videos, the what you might not have seen or what you might have missed, point with the arrow point to some little piece of a picture.
Give me a week. Like, that's all I'm asking. Give me a week or something. But
you know how
everybody's so thirsty for clicks, man. It's nuts. But I don't know. I don't even really cover all that stuff because it feels like it's so saturated.
Yeah, it's very flooded.
It's like nobody's going to check your stuff out when 1,000 other people are doing it too. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one that I like. He says, are you going to watch that new Denzel Washington Jared Leto movie on HBO Max?
That sounds awesome. I didn't even know there was a new Denzel Washington.
I just found out like a week ago. I saw the trailer.
I know Netflix announced a bunch of stuff on Monday, but I haven't even looked into that either. Just so much stuff coming out. I just kind of take it week by week. But that sounds awesome. I'll definitely check that out.
It looks like an okay watch. It's called The Little Things.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, it looks more like one of his little thriller movies, kind of like a Deja Vu, or the what was the other one where the girl and the husband was setting him up for some money or something like that. I forgot the name of that one. She had she was sick.
Man on Fire?
No,
is it recent?
What's the name of it? No, it's a little older. Nope, wasn't Equalizer. I know the chat can probably help us with this one. It doesn't skip my mind because I know it was Sanaa Lathan. Him and Sanaa Lathan.
Trying to think, I might not have seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those type of thrillers. So it doesn't look like it's just going to be the greatest movie, but it looks like a nice, okay watch for something that's coming to HBO Max. You know, some more content on there to get the viewers in.
Yeah, HBO Max, man, is honestly like one of my favorite streaming services right now. They got a lot of good content on there.
I haven't checked it out yet. I do have some of those little inserts that give you the week or 2 week trial. I was gonna do it with Wonder Woman, but I wasn't a big fan of the first one. Once the reviews started coming out on this one, I still haven't given it a watch yet.
You might have liked the second one if you weren't a big fan of the first one, because it's the polar opposite.
Really?
It's nothing like the first one. It's more, if you're a fan of those like older pulpy comic book films, it's more on the line of like the old Superman films, like Spider-Man, Sam Raimi version. To me, it was just I wasn't looking for that in my Wonder Woman follow-up. That's why I really didn't like the movie, because I did like the first one quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, me and my wife, we were a little bored when we went to go see it in theaters. Of course, I still bought it, tried to give it another watch. I still didn't too much care for it.
That was one of my first steelbooks, actually, was the Wonder Woman one when it came out. It was a cool steelbook.
Yeah, I think to me she's done a better job as the co-star, sort of. In the other movies, I haven't cared for her in her
Like
own.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was great in the first one, but the second one, nope. No, complete letdown. She can go back to being the co-star after that. But it seems to be I don't know, that movie's very split. It's kind of like Rise of Skywalker a little bit. Kind of feels like that.
And see, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I loved Rise
Yeah.
of Skywalker. I thought it was really good. I actually really did not get into Star Wars, believe it or not, till the episodes came out. And I kind of enjoyed them, while most big fans really hated the episodes.
Like the new ones, the ones that just came out.
The ones in the 2000s, the ones with Darth Maul and
the prequels,
yeah, I like
episode
those.
1 and 2. Yeah,
Yep.
you know, they've grown on me, especially after seeing the new ones and the disappointment that they are. I can at least go back to the prequels and say that they're at least focused and it has a good story. I don't think the acting's the best, but there's some really good like world building and interesting stuff in those movies.
Right. So let's get into this topic real quick, because there are times that I start looking at my shelves and some movies I start having buyer's remorse, or sometimes I just feel like I'm ready to do something different with the room. It's becoming overwhelming to me. It starts feeling like a kid lives in this room or whatever. So what you say, when is just enough? When do you feel like you have too many?
Yeah, I think my wife has this conversation with me like every week. Like you know that room's only so big, right? you can only put so many shelves in there. Eventually, you're going to run out. It's like, yeah, I realize that, but it's not full yet, so I'll keep going until it's full. But I'm not like on the super extreme end. At least I don't feel like I am. Maybe to like the average person that has like just a regular shelf with maybe 100 on there. But you see people online that have entire rooms with just shelves upon shelves and stuff stacked on top of them and on the floor. I'm not there yet, but I don't know. I'm in desperate need of some organization. I know that, and I've actually moved a few things around in this room because I want to get it more set up to do some kind of a room tour or something on my channel. But I've been wanting to reorganize all my Blu-rays and stuff, but that's every time I walk in here and look at it, everything, because I got some stuff on the floor too. I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do that today. It's too daunting. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Right now, it makes me happy, so I keep collecting.
Yeah. You know, we've all got some type of hobby that, you know, takes up our time, takes up a little bit of our money as well. But you know, it's fun. There's times, you know, I look at it and I'm just like, all right, I'm not buying anything for a while. A couple of days go by and I just start getting that itch, like, oh, I gotta buy something. I want something different to watch.
So be like, I went a week or two. I gotta get back out there and reward myself for going so long.
Yeah, you're like, man, I go to work all the time. I do all this. I need to spend my money at some point on myself, have a little fun.
Or I'll do this and be like, all right, I'll order a couple 4Ks that are coming out next week, and then I'm not buying anything when I go out next week in stores. And then I'll like forget I ordered the 4Ks, and then I'll buy like 2 4Ks in stores, and then I'll come home and there'll be more 4Ks on the doorstep, and I'll be like, shit. So not the same movies, but just you know, just more stuff.
So are your shelves alphabetized or anything? How do you got your setup?
No, I don't like alphabetizing. I don't know. It's I like by the genre, because it just looks weird when you got horror films next to like really dramatic films from like the 30s or something. I don't know. It's like I can't have Casablanca next to fucking I don't know. I can't think of a horror movie that starts with the C. Child's Play or something like that. It just, I don't know. I don't like it. I put they're with like dramas, action, superhero. Right now, all my 4Ks are together in a section, and then I got like all my Screen Factories together and all my Arrows together, different like companies and stuff like that. But no, I haven't done it alphabetized yet.
Okay.
I tried it and I didn't like the look of it.
It looks like Blu-ray King says, also a question for 4K. How did you get a PS5? As I am looking to get mine. Are you into video games and consoles, Ken?
I wish I had time to play games. I used to be a huge gamer like 10 years ago. That's all I did. I barely, I mean, I watched movies too, but that wasn't like my primary thing. I was big in the 360 era, but I just got the PS4 like last year, so I'm not looking to get a PS5.
Right.
Until my son begs me for one in like a year or something, then we'll probably get it.
Same here. I've been burnt too many times with the console, so I'm waiting to get me an Xbox.
I've never bought anything like
first day.
I think with that. I think the only system I bought within the first year was the N64, and I saved like for 6 months to get that because my parents wouldn't buy it for me. I had to like work and do chores and yard work and all that stuff, and I saved up for it like over a 6-month period and bought it with like Mario 64. So that was the last time I think I bought one within the first year that it came out.
Okay. But just to answer that question for you real quick, once Walmart was letting everybody know, you know, when they were going to drop the systems, I was just on there, just hitting. I used the app. The app worked better than the website itself. It kept you that the Walmart site itself would the page for the PS5 would actually leave while it's still sitting on the app. So I just kept hitting add to cart and refreshing for at least 30 to 45 minutes. So on the second night that they dropped, I was able to get one. I think it was at like, they dropped them at about 9:30. I got one about 9 o'clock. I got one around 9:30 by doing that. And then on the night before Thanksgiving, the same thing. I sat on the app for about 30 to 45 minutes, kept hitting refresh, and I ended up getting a second one. So those went to my daughter.
Awesome. Awesome. You plan to get the Xbox?
Yes, I'm more of an Xbox fan. I wanted to go PS5. I love the look of it. It looks really modern and sleek and nice, but that white, I'm not a big fan of, but it is a nice system. Only thing that keeps me from PS5 is the controller itself. If I could use an Xbox controller on it, I'd probably move over to PlayStation, period. But I hate their controller.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I was diehard 360. Like that's what I did on my multiplayer. It's the age of Call of Duty. I was big into Call of Duty back in the day.
Yep, me too.
And as like everybody was, but Battlefield too. I played Battlefield quite a bit as well, and yeah, I can never get into the controls as far as like multiplayer on PlayStation 3. Like I bought a PS3, but it was mostly for playing exclusives like God of War and Uncharted. So that's pretty much all I used it for, not for multiplayer.
Daniel Otero says, I hope Black Widow is good. What are your thoughts on Black Widow at this point? Should it have been dropped by Disney by now? Should they have just put it on the streaming service?
I mean, probably. They honestly should have probably done it in November. Yeah, maybe got to jump on Wonder Woman. And then like for seeing how Wonder Woman went, I mean, I can't imagine Black Widow's worse than Wonder Woman 1984, but maybe, I don't know. But I mean, I understand them not doing that because it's a big movie. They want to try to make their money, but I'm at the point right now where I just don't have any faith that the theater is going to come back anytime soon, at least not in the way that it was. So you're already seeing it now again. All these movies that were supposed to come out in April and May already getting delayed again. So it's like we're just going to go through the exact same thing we went through last year over again. So, I mean, I don't know. Until all these theaters are just running to the ground and they're not open anymore. So you might as well start developing a plan to release this stuff to people on Disney Plus or whatever. Maybe not charge $30 like Mulan, but $20 would probably be a good price for Black Widow, I think.
Daniel Otero says, you guys are the reason I started collecting movies.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. So I know that you started. Where did you start? Did you start here on YouTube or did you first start on Instagram and move to YouTube?
I started on Instagram. I didn't come to YouTube till it was late 2019, but all I was doing then was like unboxing videos. I did a couple Blu-ray hunts. I really started doing more YouTube videos probably like March, April of last year. And yeah, I started on Instagram, I think in 2017, like May of 2017 or something. I remember like Wonder Woman was like one of the first movies I reviewed on there. So yeah, that's where I started. Just like basically I just started it because I think I had like a regular Instagram, and then I was like, it might be cool if I just like posted images of movies up, maybe like gave my thoughts on them or something like that. That's just how it got started. And then once I really started getting into it and starting seeing like, hey, there's other people on here doing this too. And hey, there's other people like showing their collections off and cool stuff like that. And I want that and that and that. And that's when I started going out and buying movies and just really getting into this stuff hardcore.
So between YouTube and Instagram, it seems like it's easier to gain more followers on Instagram, but it seems like it's hard to bring those Instagram followers over to YouTube to
Yeah, it's a
subscribe
different
to you and
audience.
watch your content. Yeah, it totally is. I don't really know why. Maybe
Yeah,
they, it's that I just want to see something real quick and I'm gone, as
yeah.
opposed to sitting and watching a video. But it
Well, I
seems
mean,
like
the
seems
whole
like if
idea
you
of
put a giveaway in the title, they'll probably
yeah,
come over. But then they're
yeah.
still not. I mean, really, all I want
That's
you to do
why
is
I've tried
subscribe.
to get away from the giveaways like
Hmm.
too often, but I'll do them. Like I did one this past week on my just randomly on my Blu-ray hunts. I'll do them from time to time, but I don't like using that as a way to get people over
Yeah,
because then what? They're going to unsubscribe after. I want them to actually come over because they want to be here and they want to join the channel and stuff. But it's the whole reason I started Instagram was because this is a quick way to just get my thoughts out about movies because I just needed an outlet. Like I felt like I had something to say with movies and 4K and Blu-rays and all that stuff. So I just wanted a quick outlet. It was real fast. I could just put it up the image. So that's why it took me a long time to come to YouTube because I'm like, if I go to YouTube, it's going to take me a lot more time. And then I thought to myself, I might have to leave Instagram and stop posting on there
yeah.
altogether I don't know how I found the time now. It's all seems so daunting to me back in the day. And now I'm putting out videos and posting on Instagram regularly still. And it still feels like I have enough time to do everything. I don't know. It's weird.
So is there a certain amount of videos like you definitely want to put out per week on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've heard a lot of putting out a video every day is good for your channel. Then I've heard like putting out a video, 3 videos a week is good. I've heard like both sides of the
Yeah,
argument. I usually at least try to take one day off to just kind of recoup and give myself more time to edit. But then there's weeks where I will put one out every day, whether that's an unboxing video or just some small review. And then I just have a lot of ideas floating out. And there's some weeks where I have ideas for like 10 videos and I know I can only put out like 7. So then I got to cut a lot of different stuff. And my mind's always going in like so many different directions at one time. And that's why I've started to incorporate live streams too, because I can use live streams as one of my videos and then I don't have to edit that. I can just go on and
right.
do a live and then it's up and I'm done. And the Blu-ray hunts are really easy too. And that's the thing that gets the most views. And it's
Yeah.
funny because I do it while I'm grocery shopping or something.
Yep.
It's like I'm already out doing my everyday tasks. So it really doesn't take me that extra long. I just get home and then I just put it all together and put it up. That whole process probably takes like an hour, hour and a half. And then I'll spend like 5 hours to do a review and it'll get like 1/10 of the views. But it's kind of funny how that kind of stuff works.
4K Media says, what do you guys use to edit videos?
I can't even think of the damn system on the top of my Power Director. It's just an app on the phone. So I edit all my videos on my phone.
Okay, and I think it's called UCut Video. That's what I use.
Yeah. How is that?
I actually like it. The only thing I wish they would include was that, within the video, I could have another video up in the corner playing if I wanted to like show like a movie trailer or something that I might be talking about, that I might want to put that in there. I wish it would do that. It only does like GIFs and GIFs and
I have to
just pictures.
I have to pay it's not expensive, but it's something like $4 or $5 every 3 months or something for the Power Director. I mean, I have like the very basic subscription, but
that's not too bad.
I got it because it takes that watermark at the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
Power Director. Yeah. If you just use it with that, then you'll have to leave that in there, and it just looks bad.
CC Cinema says, "What are your thoughts on the next Transformers movie that'll be out in 2022?"
Oh God, they're putting out another Transformers.
I know, that's what I thought when I seen that question.
Unless it's a sequel to Bumblebee, because I like.
Bumblebee was really good.
I thought that was the only. I like the first Transformers movie. I thought Bumblebee was the only one that felt like an actual Transformers movie.
Yeah,
that makes sense because the beginning they're on Cybertron. It's really freaking cool. I mean, I didn't grow up really with Transformers or anything, so I can't say I'm like a lifelong fan, but it just, I don't know. Did you ever play those Xbox games? The
Yes, I
Transformers
love them
games?
too. The
Those
like
were
War for
really good
Cybertron and
games.
stuff. Yes,
That's
they
kind
were.
of when I got more into Transformers and stuff, was through the games.
Yeah,
Um, but the movies, I was done after Revenge of the Fallen. I didn't like that movie at all. It
yeah.
I didn't like it.
I just told him a story the other day about that. That I love the first one. I was so excited when live action
The first one was
Transformers was coming.
exciting. It was
Yeah,
very
it was
exciting.
really good. Now the second one, me, my wife, and my daughter, she was only what 2 or 3 at the time. Part 2 was coming out. We was happy. We had got the midnight movie ticket and took my daughter with us. So it's kind of hard to bring a 3-year-old out at 12 at night. Oh my gosh, we were so upset with that movie. It was, oh my gosh, especially when they started making jokes and stuff about the Autobots having balls and all that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
It's the fucking worst, man. I was with my brother-in-law, and he loved it. He was like, oh, this is the best movie. And like everybody in the crowd was cheering. Everybody seemed like they were having an awesome time. That was the first time I felt like I didn't belong in like a movie theater. I was like, the movie scene has just passed me by or something. I don't get it. I don't get why this is the biggest movie in the world.
Right.
Like nowadays it makes more sense. Everything makes sense now because like the Marvel movie makes a ton of money. It makes sense because those are good movies. Most of the time, they're good movies.
Yeah, and honestly, I was hoping because at one point they were talking about meshing Transformers and G.I. Joe together. And I was like, wow, I'd love to see that if they can do it right. I don't know if Michael Bay would need to be the person to do it.
Yeah,
but I would love to see something like that. That'll open up a lot.
I don't even remember the G.I. Joe movie. I know I saw it, but I can't remember if I even liked it or not.
We got Triborough Gigolo says salute 4K and mid-level.
What's up, man?
Got a lot of people saying, looks like Daniel Otero's telling everybody he's got a YouTube channel he just uploaded to. Looks like everybody's letting them know that they're subscribing. 4K Media Guy says, awesome. Do you guys like Blade Runner?
I love Blade Runner 2049. I think the original Blade Runner is a little overrated. I'm not a huge fan of the first one. It's a little slow, and I'm really not a huge fan of Harrison Ford in that movie either. But I loved him in the sequel. I love Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that was really
Ridley
good.
Scott. I know we talked about Gladiator earlier. He's a little overrated to me, just as a director in general. The only one of his movies I really love is Alien.
Oh, okay. I would so love for Aliens to come out on 4K. We need that. Really bad.
Yeah, I wonder because Alien came out on 4K 2 years ago. I think.
Yeah,
it was almost 2 years ago it came out. So yeah, Aliens, but it's James Cameron.
James, yeah,
that's why we haven't got that. I just put 2 and 2 together.
Triborough Gigolo says, any films you guys are excited for this month? For me, I think this month's mainly about going back. I probably will pick up Elysium 2012. Well, Elysium's next month. 2012 comes out next Tuesday, I believe.
2012 comes out Tuesday, and so does They Live and Prince of Darkness from Scream Factory. 4Ks of those.
Yeah, so I'll probably pick up 2012. I'm not gonna say I'm excited for it, but I'll just pick it up.
Yeah, I think it's 22. I wish that was 20. I feel like that should have been like 20.
Yeah,
4K.
I agree. It should have been around like this. Maybe like that same thing, like a Total Recall was like $17.99, and it just kept dropping a little bit here and there. I think I paid $13 on release on Amazon. So if it was like that, yeah, I'd definitely be on it.
I might pick it up just because it's been a while since I've seen the movie, and it might just be a case of that. I just want something new and fresh to talk about and review on the channel.
All right, so around about November, December, we saw a lot of people on Instagram posting pictures and hearing about people saying, that their Best Buys are starting to move out their media sections and there's nothing in their stores. What are your thoughts on that?
I've got plenty of thoughts on it. They're all in my Blu-ray hunting videos where I'm just like cussing and stuff in the stores, and then I'm like ranting when I go out in my car. It got pretty dark there for a while. I remember one video I literally had like a rant for like 3 minutes about how it was ridiculous. Or the big thing that was going on too is it wasn't just that they were downsizing their physical media sections, but they were not releasing the new releases in stores. The first week, the new releases you had to pre-order to actually get them. And they would tell you that, oh, we got some in the back, but they're all reserved for pre-orders and you can't have any. I'm like, I'm right here, right now. I want to buy the damn movie. Like, why do I have to pre-order it if I'm here in the store? Like, what the hell was the point of me walking in your store today?
Exactly.
I'm like, well, you just lost the sale because I'm gonna go order the shit on Amazon. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's ridiculous. I hate it.
Yeah,
but one of my Best Buys actually got a little bit better because they put up a ton of standees, like way more than usual. Their media section's still only like a couple shelves, but they put like all these standees in the front where a lot of the movies, I guess, from the shelves went. So.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I haven't experienced it yet. Everyone that I go to in my area, is still standing pretty decent. I'd say some sections are a little empty, like the new release boxes that they usually have sitting close to the front door or something like that. They haven't filled that. It's been having the same films in it for quite some time, but other than that, it's still okay.
And then they came from my Best Buy.
And see, I'm lucky to have at least, I'd say within about 20 to 25 minutes, there's at least 3 different ones I can go to. So I'm pretty lucky on that part.
Yeah.
But the only thing about that is I don't have like, you've got other like video stores and stuff you can go to. I don't. Yeah. There are no, like I would have to go to a different city to go to like a secondhand shop that's mostly has video content, like a Second and Charles or something like that. I don't have anything like that here other than FYE and anything? Nope. FYE is just too expensive. I do not go there.
Oh yeah, I go in there for the fun of it. Every now and then though, you can find like a used Blu-ray for cheap or something. They'll have like 3 for $10 or something like that. But yeah, I only got 2 Best Buys, and they're both on like opposite ends of town, so I have to make my choice in the morning. And sometimes I get lucky and get the good one because it seems like one of them will be stocked and one of them won't. But
Daniel says, "Are you guys excited for Halloween Kills?" I definitely am.
Oh yeah, it's probably like number 2 on my most anticipated this year.
Oh, what's number 1?
I'm trying. I just did a most anticipated. What the hell was my number 1? Damn it! It was not a Marvel film or a DC film, but I remember doing a most anticipated, and it was Halloween Kills. That was number 2. I cannot remember. I guess I'll have to say Halloween Kills is my number 1. It wasn't Candyman either. That one's up there, but A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
That's it. That's number 1 only because I have sore feelings about that because that was the first one that went down.
Yep.
When the theaters went down, and I was ready to see that.
I was so excited
ready to see that movie, and it went down. The first victim of the COVID.
All right. Let's see if we got any more chat questions real quick, and then we'll start to close it out because I know you've got to be up early, so I don't want to keep you up too long. Looks like 4K Media Guy says, what Screen Factory titles do you think will also come to 4K? Maybe Trick or Treat?
Oh, I wish they would do that in 4K. That would be awesome. That movie looks really good, just like visually. That would be an awesome movie in 4K. I'd like to see Candyman 4K too.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm trying to think. Let me look behind me. Because Creep Show would be amazing in 4K.
I still need to pick up Tremors.
Yeah, that was the Arrow release. Yeah. I was hoping I was getting that one soon.
I still need that Arrow RoboCop release as well.
Yeah, how much is the Tremors one right now? Wasn't it like $50, $60?
Yeah, it's up there right now.
That was way too much.
Yeah,
that was way. I know it was a big box set, but I felt like it was the same as the American Werewolf set, and that was only like $35.
Yeah. Triborough Gigolo said, if you could do a Nightmare on Elm Street sequel, what would the storyline be, and who would you cast as Freddy Krueger?
Well, I mean, I know it's been floating around that Kevin Bacon was going to be Freddy Krueger. I think that's a good casting choice. I would bring back Heather Langenkamp, and I would do the same thing that Halloween did. But I wouldn't erase Dream Warriors. I would leave the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and I would leave Dream Warriors Part 3, and then I would take it from there and find some way to bring Heather Langenkamp back to life or something. Maybe they could figure some way in her dreams to kind of bring her back.
Yeah, Dream Warriors, that's my favorite one, to be honest with you. I love
that. It's neck and neck. It's like depending on what I feel like when I wake up. But they're both so good. I love them both.
Then last, Vincent Smith said, "Did you pick up Love and Monster 4K?"
No, I thought about grabbing that one,
Yeah,
but I haven't. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, and
yeah, me
that's
neither.
not one of those movies that I'm gonna blind buy.
Yeah, the
Um,
price is actually down on it from what I saw.
yeah,
I
it
think
went down to
yesterday.
like $20 up here.
Yeah.
I think it went down to $20. So if I was gonna pick it up, it would be right now. But also, I'm probably gonna rent it or something next week because I do want to see it.
Okay, so right now, what's your current home theater setup?
Nothing like extravagant.
Yeah,
I've got a sound bar, I've got a
yeah, me
Sony
too.
65-inch 4K TV,
Yep.
and it's no big deal. I got an LG 4K player, so not
Okay, yeah, pretty
nothing
much
big.
about the
I do
same
want to
here.
get this room. I'm struggling with just making this room like encased in Blu-rays, or actually like trying to turn it into some kind of theater room with 4Ks kind of lining the walls, or Blu-rays and 4Ks lining the
Yeah,
walls. So, and just kind of making this room, because right now I watch everything out in the living room. I kind of removed all the TVs from this one, but I want to set something up in here as far as like the sound system and things like that.
all right, so let's finish out with probably this last question from the chat. Tribero says, "What era, in your opinion, had the best comedies?"
I struggle with that because I mean I grew up on 80s and 90s comedies, but honestly, like my favorite area of comedies was the 2000s. Probably from 2003 to 2009, like the whole 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, that whole crew, the Will Ferrell, Anchorman, Old School, Steve Carell, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, Wedding Crashers, that whole era I love. So I'll probably say that. But I mean, I love a lot of comedies from the 80s and 90s as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's funny because comedy. I like comedies. It's not my favorite genre, but it's
Yeah.
like now I thought about it today. I'm like, two of my pets that I've had were both named from something from a comedy or something. Like I had a chinchilla. He had a little spot on him that was a different color. So we named him Jinx from Jinx the Cat with what was it, Meet the Fockers?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
another good one. It's another great one.
And then my dog right now that I have, his name is Max. And we just call him Max Aurelius from Gladiator because I love that movie.
Oh yeah. I need to watch Gladiator again. But I mean, all the Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy comedies from the 80s, 90s. I mean, I love those too.
All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and let's start to close this thing out. I just got one last question for you before we let you go. Once this is all said and done, the YouTube and the Instagram for you, what is it that you're looking to achieve from it all?
That's it's just something I kind of take day by day. Of course I want to keep growing. Like I wouldn't do this if I didn't want to like push myself to do better and to kind of reach more, because the whole point of doing this for me is just having an outlet to get my voice and opinion out there to people. So obviously the more people that you have that watch your stuff, the more the more reach you have and the more influence that you have. And I just love like the idea, like I've loved this even in my ordinary everyday life, recommending a movie to somebody and they watch it and they love it, or they don't love it, either one. I love kind of pointing people in the right direction for like films and movies and stuff.
Yeah. Same here for me. I started this whole thing because I actually started my YouTube channel. It was with gaming, and I love MMA. So I was combining playing the game and talking about MMA and things like that on my streams. And then I said, the gaming was becoming a little bit too expensive because with gaming, you got to keep up with what's coming out that people want to see. So I said, what else is it that I love? So I went back to collecting movies again. So here I am with that. And for me, it's just all about, the fun, just the hobby in its own, and just collecting movies. Why not get to know people that love the same thing that I love? And just, me and my, I call him my brother-in-law. We used to sit at Buffalo Wild Wings watching fights, and we always talked about doing a YouTube channel. So then I just finally said, you know what, let me just go ahead and, give it a try. And here I am.
Yeah, man, it's super fun, especially when you get to like this and you're talking to other people about the stuff that you love on this level. And I'd love to start doing this kind of stuff on my channel as well.
Right. And Vincent Smith says, when is your next live stream?
My live stream.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I guess we'll go with you. Then I'll say what mine
so
is.
I'll be on live Sunday night. I'm starting to go live every Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And this Sunday night, I've got a name for it. I've started calling it Ken's Movie Experience, kind of how you have yours Behind the Screen podcast. I just named it this past week. We talked about all the best Nicolas Cage films. And this week will probably be something Marvel related. I haven't exactly worked out the details for it. But I'll be announcing it soon, and I'll probably talk about the first couple episodes of WandaVision as well.
Oh, okay. For me, you guys, I'm trying to go up with doing this every Thursday night. I do want to have a different person that I interview at least 2 Thursdays out of the month. I want to do 2 different people. So maybe next Thursday, I may try to find someone else to do an interview with, or I may just do a solo show where, I put the link in the chat and let anybody that wants to come on up, and we can just talk about everything that's going on in physical media or whatever's going on.
That would be fun. That would be awesome.
But we're going to go ahead and close it out right here at the 1 hour and 5 minute mark. Ken, you can go ahead and shout out all your social media and let us know what you got coming forward.
All right, man. So you guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mid-Level Media. And also follow me on Instagram at MidLevelMovieReviews. That's my Instagram where I usually review movies and do a lot of my Blu-ray shots. And then I also have a Mid-Level Media Instagram page where I do a lot of physical media announcements and just basically kind of promote the channel on there as well. I'm also back on Letterboxd right now at MidLevelMR. I've started doing the letterboxing and trying to track every single movie I watch in 2021, because it honestly makes it a lot easier when you try to go back and do lists and figure out everything that you watched for the year. So I'm on Letterboxd as well. As for videos, I dropped a top 10 best January horror films video today, if you guys want to check that out. January is kind of known for the dumping ground of horror, where all the worst horror movies came out, and I kind of spotlighted 10 really good ones in that video. I'm going to be doing a Savage Streets review this Saturday for this new Code Red Blu-ray release, and I'll be on Sunday for my live stream at 9:30.
Awesome. So you guys definitely sub up and follow him over on Instagram. Ken, I want to say thank you for being my first official interview, man. I'm extremely excited about it.
Thank you for having me, man.
No, I was a little nervous to even ask you, because I was like, I don't know if he's getting away from doing the, stuff with other people. He just want to go solo. So I was a little hesitant on it.
Man, I love doing the
Awesome,
team up stuff.
Yeah, well, I definitely appreciate it, man. Anytime you see me online, feel free to jump in. The link, I'll always put the link out there for anybody when I'm not doing the interview or anything special with somebody else. So definitely, pop in whenever you want to. I would definitely appreciate it. And you guys, I want to say thank you for spending your hour with us. We'll see you on the other side. Until next time, man. Thank you. We are gone.
See you guys later.